Good morning. Welcome to the Wise One channel. I am your host, Lady Caren. I want to welcome you to another day in February of 2023. I hope you guys are doing well, and I really appreciate you watching. Hi, how are you doing? I've got a viewer. I can't believe it. Remember, I thought maybe there was something wrong with the algorithm, but no. Hi, welcome to the YouTube channel. Open to chatting if you want to say anything or hit a like button or go ahead and go. Nobody likes this for more than a moment. But that's okay. I am just drinking coffee today. I put honey in it today and I put pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie spice in it. Pumpkin spice. I mean, I don't think pumpkin has spice. I think we put spices in the pumpkin spice. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah. Sitting there. So before I started the video, trying to learn more words. I was talking with my hands full. I don't know if that's rude. My glasses are so dirty because I drink coffee. It's splat onto my glasses. So, yeah, I sat here and had a whole long, moment talking. Like, wow, that'd make a very good video. It had points in it on how we go through trauma and how we're emotional creatures first who think logically after. I mean, you can make a emotional choice and then your logic will justify it after, but you don't make a logical choice. And how there was so much. I just sat there and I just in my head was ranting and getting it all out and getting it out beautifully articulated. Oh, which was gorgeous. And then it flittered away because I turned on the YouTube section. I was like, oh, could YouTube this? It'll be great. About how I get through drama. Way I can, oh, I've got this anxiety or this fear. I'm going to have to try to do something tangible about it in my physical world. Whereas I've got, you know, something I can do about my anxiety. But even if I plan for a contingency, it's something internal that I have to address. And how, I sit there in this imaginary conversation because I'm an internal three-dimensional person. So inner monologue. I'm one of those inner monologue people. I don't know if on TikTok, the things going around on my For You page are people talking about whether or not you have an internal monologue or not, an internal visual or visual and audio like uh, creation. Um, and there are people that don't, that just wander around with empty sound and empty pictures, like the TV's turned off. And it's intriguing because mine doesn't ever turn off, even when I close my eyes and I quiet down. And for me, I just change the channel to something more pleasant, because I live inside my head and I enjoy my head. I can enjoy my head. I have the choice to enjoy my head. That's a different thing, Mhm. Um, sometimes I find it far more pleasant than people I have put myself in the room with or I've chosen to be in the room with. But a lot of times I've found that lately I have been, um, this last year and a little bit of last year, it was because of last year that I was going around and choosing to hang out with more and more people that I like and set up, "Hey, let's go hang out," rather than letting it approach me or letting my life take me away, like, "Oh, this is what's come in front of me. Oh, this person wants to hang out. Let's go hang out." I go and I make the jump. "Hey, let's go hang out." These people are the people that I choose to hang out with because I enjoy. And um, so I'm doing that more and more this year, and it's a bit of a difference. Taking that kind of control of who I'm sitting with and who I'm involving with and where I'm going rather than not realizing how much choice I have available. Because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you made bad choices." Like, honey, you don't even know there's a choice available. The choices you make are not much control. And a lot of people don't seem to realize that. And you have to kind of wake up, be woke, and realize how much choice you have and how much choice is really available. That's and a lot of times I was raised with one of those uh, where they were learning about, oh, these people don't need too many overwhelming choices. Give your children a choice between this and that. They don't really have a choice. When they instructed parents to do that, they somehow didn't instruct parents to not give the not choice thing where choose this or choose this, but force them to choose the other one, corral them, like on the way to slaughter. Like, I just think about how, like, cows are corralled and going to slaughter. They kind of have no choice and they kind of like just go do it. And they're kind of like just walking. Like, what are you going to do? If you're in a herd going to slaughter, what are you really going to do? And so a lot of times you're not aware of other choices available to you. That's how it was for me, is that I didn't know there were more choices or more options because it was this or that. It was here, take this. Or you could have that, here's a carrot. Take the carrot. You want the carrot. There's a stick. If you don't want the carrot, I'll give you the stick. And that's not really healthy to do to an autistic person, an autistic child. Um, that I'm learning, and I'm trying to learn how not to do that to my children because yeah, no. Of the things done to me, I'm trying to learn there are other ways to do for my children. Sorry. There. Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking the way through um, trauma and through how to physically, okay, this is a lot of anxiety due to some sort of trauma. Let's physically do this and contingency or to deal with it so that if something were to happen, this is covered if you're scared of this. Um, and so, uh, but you still have to internally understand where you're coming from and where you're going and how to navigate things and what you want and what you desire and to intentionally. do things and to make a plan or to make a I got lost. Okay, I am not fully coffeeed. It's not the brightest. I have better moments than this. And I want them right now. But yeah, I'm very tired. Trying to build a routine, but I knew that in order to build a routine, I need to make it new. Because there's going to be like new chapters. It's like the same book, but I'm going to put new chapters in or new events that happen with my routine or new ways of addressing my routine. Because, I mean, yeah, I have to go shopping, but the budget always changes. Nutritional needs change. Uh, Everything changes inside of shopping, even in the shopping day, the day that you shop, the way you shop, or things like that. So I need to make sure that there is an element of new, and I need to make sure that there is an element of choice, and that there is actual choice, not um, illusionary choice. And that I need to make sure I compensate, that I'm knowledgeable about the shopping or the options or the routine, being knowledgeable, the sense of control. It's not so much a sense of control as it is a sense of discipline or a sense of what I'm going to do for this or that, or this came up, so this is what I do in my routines. Or do I take deviations or do I allow deviations to occur? And yeah, and how much I engage when it comes to a situation that I want to prevent or stop, or how do I prevent certain occurrences? Like simplistically, an example that is simplistic. Oh, I don't want to be so tired the next day. I should go to bed early. If that is something simplistic. So a lot of people, that's not simplistic. They can't get to sleep early, or they can't sleep. Yeah, so learning to wake up and when to go to bed is individual for individual people. But so yeah, some people need 6 hours, some people need 8. That was very loud as well. I need REM. I need a full REM. I need to process while I am sleeping. A full process, because if you wake me up in the middle of it, it does if I haven't got a bit. So as ADHD and as autistic, constantly processing as I'm thinking, as I'm speaking, I am also processing. I'm also digesting information constantly until I'm burnt out, and then there's no conscious processing. It's all subconscious. Doesn't turn off. Research shows the parts of the brain that does the decision making and that does the processing and that does the reviewing of events is different. Like for a lot of people, certain parts of the brain turns off. So like being able to see like aphantasia or hyperinphantasia, like some of that turns off for some people while they sit there and they process and they review. And for other people like myself, it doesn't turn off while I'm processing and reviewing. And so internally, I'm receiving as I'm projecting constantly. So understanding that about myself, I need to accommodate if it makes it difficult to function, and I need to um, yeah, or I need to just function within it, or I need to find a way for it to function for me. So yeah, anybody can and everybody can be wonderful, their wonderful selves. But if they don't know what their wonderful selves are, it's very hard to get to that point. Yeah, I took my darling to go get her nails clipped. My little Lynxie. She's this cute, adorable kitty, 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 kitty. You might have seen her in previous videos, or Polly. But I'm like, oh, this is so annoying to go drive all the way to this town to pick up my kitty, all the way to that town to go get it done for like $5. I should just do it myself. I should find a way to do it for cheaper, or to do it just, 'cause I can't get in. She's got the extra claws. She's got her paws, and then she's got that extra claw that, but the thing is, it's debilitating for her when it grows into. So I took her to the groomers. That's the only reason why I'm like, professional help. Um, because it was only $5. So I'm like, all this gas. Here's the deal. Okay, this is a cat who gets stressed out over this occurrence because they stress out because their nails done. I'm holding this kitty while this lovely lady is trimming her nails. Lo and behold, my little beauty is purring, purring. I'm like, worth the drive, worth everything. Hands down, this magician, this lovely lady, this angel, this just like, wow. Okay, a purring kitty getting her nails trimmed is purring. A very stressful purring through a very stressful situation. Getting into the car. This cat is not a traveling cat. This cat is not. This cat doesn't go into the cat carrier very often. This cat has not been desensitized to the cat carrier. This cat is very stressed. So I had to, all the way there, and all the way back, purring, mute a few times, perfectly content, happy kitty, all the way back. I'm like, that is worth the amount of gas money that I had to pay. Because the $5, I paid her 25% tip. I didn't see how much that was, but I paid her 25% tip, and I was happy, man. I was very happy. So I'm like, dude, she's a miracle. Absolute miracle. So if I could figure out how to get my life at a point where I am to how do mm, I don't know. This woman is this beautiful miracle. So I will drive, move to another state. I will drive the whole state. Just yeah, just like I'm moving a minute further away. Okay, I'll drive. Congratulations on your new move. I will drive. It's just so my cat can walk in peace and happiness and just be able to step and perfect and walk. Yeah, no, the cat's health. Yeah, yeah, just that's these extra steps we go for health. I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. So, yeah. But yes, beautiful, beautiful kitty, kitty, kitty. And I have a very happy kitty, 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 who I love and want to hold and cuddle. Oh my gosh. Yes, we all love her. And it's funny because she used to be so temperamental. Like, she didn't like a lot of things. Like, she would be one of those apparently, she used to go hide a lot, but, not with me. I'm like, she was out and about. Like, my parents had a cat. They're like that, when I moved in a while ago, and one experience of moving in with my parents, the cats was like, "Oh, let's take a month before this you even see this cat." No, no, within a couple of weeks, the cat was out having fun doing normal cat stuff. That cat is no longer with us, but yeah, they and so apparently he's like, I remember a fiance telling me, "Well, you got to put the toilet paper this way." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "So that our cat Lynxie doesn't just, finding out if you take care of the cat's needs, cat doesn't do that. If you take care of a human being, they're not so it doesn't make it so that they okay, they're social, they're wonderful, they're these great people to be around. You don't have to have all that, but you have happy people. I mean, you take care of the needs are getting met, and you have wonderful people. You have purring people. I mean, if people could purr, we would purr. So accommodating instead of aggravating is a phenomenal difference. Phenomenal. And it's a wonderful, beautiful difference for people. So yeah, I had a point. I don't know where my plans are going today, but I am recovering from being sick. So yeah, I was not feeling good for like the longest time. So I'm like, this has got to be allergies or something. I don't normally get sick for that long. It wasn't COVID because COVID test came back negative. I'm like, great, I've got monkey, whatever. I don't know what it was, but that sucker just stayed. And I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I was starting to feel better. So I would go and do stuff like cleaning and cooking and getting back into the routine. I just relapsed or what? But that sucker stayed, and I'm like, I'm dying. So like, feels like I lost most of February, honestly. So I'm trying to recover, take care of my whole life that is, goes to shambles in the amount of time that I rested. But if you don't rest, it goes even worse. So you gotta take care of yourself. Trauma is like that too, because I mean, if you don't rest and take care of yourself, your executive function stops. So if then somebody goes and aggravates you, I mean, that's why I had somebody that tried to reach out to me that I blocked. So they're trying to aggravate me, and they left a message with somebody else. Well, hence little breadcrumbs, that skirted around the situation to try to aggravate me. So first, yeah, I got upset. But through the process, I'm like, you know what? I got shit to do. I did not mean to cuss. How long have I been cussing? All right, so I've got stuff that I need to get done. And it needs to get done well. And I've got events to get through, things to do. I'm going to have to deal with this person later. They have something coming, something that's going to happen that I chose not to do. Didn't get the message. I chose not to respond to their text. A text I didn't get. So, oh well. They'll live. I mean, it couldn't have been that important, says my dad. No, it's a setup. It's something, fundamentally, the rug is getting pulled out from underneath of me. They're going to do something that's going to affect how I live. Guarantee it. But I have to work on getting stuff done. I have to work on taking care of my family, taking care of my health, taking care of things that I need to do. You guys probably want videos, that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. But yeah, yeah, I'm good though, like, it takes me a while to get to that point because it's like reliving trauma. I'm healing a little bit faster, and I'm getting back into being able to function again, and instead of having trauma stop me or having something where I'm aggravated to the point where I can't function. Still cooked, I still ate, I still slept, I still, took care of the kids, still took, care of things, and I'm gonna be able to do more and more and more and more with them less and less and less in my life. I mean, what else can you do? The person is just it's gotta be on there. If somebody is bugging somebody else, like intentionally starting fights and stuff like that, there's something wrong with them. Like, they have a problem. And I have to step back and realize there's something hurting them, and I'm just a distraction. And my life is too valuable to be involved in that distraction. I've got people who depend on me, so I don't have time, and they'll go away after I quit spending time on giving them attention that they don't need. They'll go look for attention elsewhere. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to my circles, to my circles, to the people I interact with, that it is not healthy to have an agitated me. And it's a really hard thing to come to terms with because in the past I've spent so much of my life, so much of my experience accommodating to things that affect me in a manner that probably did me more harm than good. But the thing was, oh, that's a problem. I need to solve it. And because otherwise I can't go forward with my life because something's going to stop it. Something's going to take my quality of life away, my ability to live. And they're taking my ability to function. They're interfering with this. So I have to solve the puzzle. Now, that puzzle is not in my toy box. And I'm not going to play with somebody who's not going to play nice. That's a boundary. I'm going to stop, drop, and roll instead of be on fire. That's an evolutionary step in my experience of my life. And so I'm excited about some events instead about going on. My kids are going to a dance, their first daddy-daughter dance. And, they're excited. So, yeah, I've got to do more homeschooling for my youngest. So I was like, there's so much my youngest needs to learn, and the poor school system is crippled. The thing is, it becomes this lottery of who the school system helps and who the school system is still trying to sort out to figure out how to help. I've got my kid in a really, really good school, but it's like the population of kids per teacher really downgrades even the um, most wonderful teachers. You get like 30 people and you don't have to and you have to be involved, not, "Oh, here's the lecture," and go out. Like, if I had to manage, like, so many viewers all at once, I can manage my low view, like how I get 9 or 10 people that I view. But if I were to go in and to try to manage and interact with individually some of the ones that have like 10 million subscribers, that's kind of a hard thing to manage and do. Um, and teachers to manage like 30 kids that they have to interact with individually so that these kids can build up their experience based on learning because they learn from experience. They do, and then they learn, and then they grow. But the teacher to student ratio is an unfair advantage. So having the best of the best curriculum, having the best of the best teachers, and having even the best of the best teachers, even the best and best available equipment and teachers and wonderful um, stuff available, it's crippling. So yeah, I gotta figure out how they can accommodate my high school child. Because, like, I'm like, my kid's autistic, and I don't want ABA therapy because that teaches them how to mask. I want the opposite of masking. I want my child to be able to go into school and use their spoons on learning the curriculum, learning to learn the stuff that's available to learn because as an autistic, learning is our being, is our experience, is our thing. And if something is preventing us from learning, is preventing us from engaging in our environment in a ways that we're constantly learning. If all we're learning to do is mask and putting all our spoons and trying to be normal, it's a loss to go home and my child is too tired, has no spoons to function. My child is going to have to learn how to, I mean, like, it's what I did was either work life was good or my home life was good. And you can't have kids and have a home life. I mean, if you're, might as well just be a trucker and live on the road and, get your food at restaurants or out of your cool, your little mini fridge. And because there's not much going to the military where they take everything, they take care of everything, they have everything for you. All you have to do is show up for the job because you can't do work and live very well as an autistic. It's insane that we expect normal people to do it. It's just it's a broken system. Like, yeah, 30, some people, and they enjoy it. They ride on it, and those people thrive. Those people that are thriving. But I have to figure out how to get them accommodated so that as stemming or ticks don't, I'm gonna figure out where his stemmings won't disturb the class, and then figure out, okay, what works for him so that he can learn versus not learn, versus focusing on math. Because my teacher's like, "Oh, I have such a wonderful student. She's great." Like, she. Are we talking about the same person? Um, she does this, she does this, she does this. No, my child only does what they're told right away when they're sick. So I know I need to check for a fever. But no, since the funny part is since I've started taking their home life and trying to built around autistic rather than, oh, an autistic has to fit into a normal world and do like normal people do. Like, oh, let's do this autistically. Let's do this based on the functions and needs of an autistic person and how the brain works and how we work on meeting our needs. And, you know, my child is doing things right away, and I'm like, "Wait, who what?" My child is completely this 180 person, this very happy person, this and I'm like, "This gets me all excited. This person is happy. Like, my little mini person is happy. My little miniature growing person, it's, like, thriving. It's, like, watching them light up and enjoy and STEM and do and engage and talk, and I'm just watching my person be my person, be their themselves, and they're in this, other extracurricular activity, time class, and wow. They just sat there, like, they went in the back class, they had a person they talked to, but then they did what the teacher told them to do. The teacher said, "Let's do this, this, and this." Boom. My kid's in there all stemming, then boom, my kid goes boop, 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 does the baton stuff, just does it. It does the doing. The requirement is to twirl the baton. My person is twirling the baton in the same manner that's instructed. My person is following instructions, engaged in instructions. It's not talking and be social or instructions. It's my person is just being a human being, and in that moment, just such happiness. And I'm like, that person's gonna be okay. It's amazing. It's fun. It's engaging to watch. My person just thrive and happiness. Sassy little. That's like, oh my gosh. As long as they are happy, but it's not like, oh, here's their attitude because the world sucks, and I'm. Oh, that person is thriving with a happiness attitude, like they're happy. The big old stem or big old smile and big old, just happiness, just being themselves, and it's just functioning, being themselves and functioning. It blew me away. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was like, why can't life be like that, like all the time? And so, yeah, that's the kind of thing where, and yeah, so I'm working on doing that, and my person is following instructions and thriving more often. Just is amazing, and we're working with a little miniature princess who that's the fun part. Yeah, so yeah, just the sheer happiness my kids have is worth so much. Okay, stretch and work out or something. Oh yeah, that's the amazing part. Is like I'm like, okay, so how do I get my person to take off his mask? The most interesting thing is that he's going to the father-daughter dance. Like, oh, okay, if that's your thing, looks great in a dress. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, that's what he wants to do, but the school has no problem with it because to them, she's born a girl, and It's like, but I'm like, okay, so that's what you want. You can dress up. I think we all love to, as human beings, dress up and be beautiful. And I love my nails done. I can't tell. Yeah, I love beautiful nails. I love beautiful shinings, type thing. In certain aspects, I'm not one for glitter, shiny sparkles. No. But in their place, I mean, to see somebody who enjoys sparkly, glittery, and be in their happy, glittery, sparkly selves, that I don't like. Like, I don't like bobbleheads, but I like people who like bobbleheads. So yeah. Mm, yeah, finding people who find their own happiness. That's yeah, and so that when you have adversity or difficulties, and they have adversities and difficulties, that's not as bad. It's how we treat our adversities and our difficulties and our differences and way we treat each other and treat ourselves and treat certain situations. It's it has its amazing moments when something turns out differently because you approached it differently. And I mean, it's great when you talk about the theory, the hypothesis of reacting differently to to a situation. But then there is this when you involve yourself in actually being different to a situation, that evolutionary step in your life can get better from here and then deserve better. And it's weird because you don't know what better really is, but you know you want better. So yeah, the creative process has been intriguing. But if this is something that you enjoy talking about or listening to as I go through my life going la da da da, this, like and subscribe and interact with this and comment, you know. I'll keep making this content regardless, but I'm not getting anywhere on YouTube as a content creator. I would enjoy getting it as a content creator, but yeah, enjoy. I don't know. I don't think I've made another channel, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing with that channel. But yeah, you guys have the best time. You guys have a good one. I mean, until next week. I enjoy, I really do enjoy making these videos when I'm able to, and I'm not sick or under the weather. So yeah, or stuck with adversity that strikes at my executive function. So yeah, I feels powerful when you can come out of that and it doesn't consume you all the way like it is consuming. It used to be like if you had a problem, it was all consuming until I solved it, even if it was in an emotional or mental situation, because if I didn't fix it, it would stop me from living. And the thing is, I'm gonna solve it a little bit at a time. It has been amazing. Instead of the Condo Con Condo Maria um method of doing this all, I don't know if she's saying to do it like in a month or a weekend or whatever, but watching the people, I think for the sake of the show, I think what they did was these people took off a weekend or took off a month and they shed their whole house or something. And so I don't think that's healthy to do as much as it's healthy to do a weekend here, do a week there, learn how things work. Like I try a system of cleaning and seeing if things work with the kids to try to routine. Okay, this is the time to clean. And it doesn't work. And I go, oh, let's go back to the drawing board, I tell myself, and what works for them. I mean, that would work for me, but they're not me, obviously. They're just my little miniatures that have my DNA floating in their system. But they also have DNA from somebody else. So let that merge and function for inside the house and function for me. And get the system and get the where we learn because there's a lot of learning involved. You can't just clean and be an expert at cleaning. You know, those who do that have years of experience. So it comes with time, but it comes with applying it time and time again. But yeah, what I'm watching the camera like change lens and things and stuff. Am I bouncing the bounce, bounce, bounce? I think I'm bouncing the camera, and so it's changing focus. It's really. I'm sure it'll clear. YouTube will clear this up. The editing, whatever, it'll render. It'll be all pretty on your end, but watching as I make it, by the time it gets to your device, it'll be gorgeous. But it's very distracting to watch as it's recording and learning to do this. Because if I change my hands, the color, the light, the contrast, it changes brightness and color and tint. Anyways, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. No, I will see you guys Thursday. I don't get on here on Wednesday, and it's very strange. I should have been on here yesterday and Sunday. I didn't. I needed sick days. I should have posted about sick days. So I am feeling better, and I should post more often when I'm not on here to let you guys know what's going on instead of just dropping off the face of the planet without the word. Enjoy what Americans do. I mean, if you're in another country going, this is how Americans really live. Mm, I don't know. We're hyper independent. So if we are all living like this, or there are more than one person living like this, you'd have to sit there and consider. You don't have to consider. There may be a point where you consider. It's not a have to everything. Because I'm thinking, defiance disorder. Ah, yeah. All right. I love you guys. Love you. Love you guys. You guys, thank you so much for joining. Until the next time we meet.